why you still look bloated even after working out. I used to lift and train, but I still look puffy and bloated. You'll learn what causes this bloating and how you can fix it. Plus, we'll cover the 3 biggest bloating mistakes and how you can clear up your physique. Now, the first one and the most important one is salt overload and low water. I remember there was times where I was eating high sodium meals, and the thing is, these high sodium meals, they were from takeaways, right? And you know, Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshi, Sri Lankans, we love takeaway, right? We love smash burgers, things like that. But the thing is, with these kind of meals, there's nothing wrong with eating, you know, from takeaway, as long as it's like a restaurant, which is not really a takeaway, to be honest. But what these high sodium meals were doing was, like, the next day I would wake up and I would be unbelievably bloated, right? I could just tell by my face, it was extremely puffy. And the main thing that would actually do this to me would be it was like a pizza I would get, and with the pizza you get some fries. So it was maybe the pizza or the fries from this one place. I won't say the name of the place, but it was this one place, and the next day I would be unbelievably bloated. And even though on that day I would try and drink loads and loads of water, because I would hope that it would cancel out the inevitable bloat that was coming the next day, but it actually wouldn't. It wouldn't. So a lot of you people, they're having like high sodium, high salt meals, and they're not having a lot of water. So what that's doing is, that's keeping the bloat and the water which you're holding onto longer in your body. Because the thing is, that bloat, that water that you're holding is temporary. So for example, say you weigh about 80 kilograms, right? And you have a high salt, high sodium meal at night as well, at night. So the next day you might wake up and you weigh yourself, you step on the scale and you'll say 82 kilograms, 83 kilograms, whatever it might say. And you'll think to yourself, oh, what the hell's going on, right? I weigh 230 kilograms more. I should have not had that meal, right? You're full of regret. But the thing is, even though that meal wasn't really healthy, the odds are all of that little bloat, or, you know, that weight gain that you've got is just water. It's just water retention. So what you need to do is, you need to get on the water. You need to flush out that water. So drink loads and loads of water, walk a lot, be more active, sweat out a lot. And one thing, a secret tip you can do is go to the sauna. Go to the sauna, get a gua sha, right? And basically just get a gua sha, use it on your face. You can there's gua sha tutorials online. You can even use your fingers and your hands, and you can just get rid of the bloat that way. But if you're having, you know, high salt foods, high, you know, sodium foods every single day, like for example, I think like the Asian diet, so Chinese, Japanese, Korean, I think their diet is a little bit high in salt. So make sure, you know, if you're someone who's from that region, then you're having a lot of water. The next one is lack of fiber. Lack of fiber can 100% cause you bloatation, because your digestion is blocked up. Your digestion is very, very slow. So a lot of people, meals, they're just protein, they have a little bit of carbohydrate, plus they have a lot of oil. So there's no greens and there's no digestion support. There's a very, very massive lack of fiber, and that lack of fiber can actually make you retain a lot of weight, because you've got like poo stuck in you. There's literally shit inside of you. So make sure you're getting in a lot of fiber. Get in some like leafy green vegetables. Increasing your water intake will help with this, because it'll help flush everything out. As long as you have a lot of fiber in your body as well, your stomach will be flat. Your stomach will be of course, if you're overweight, you got a big belly, then it's not going to be flat. But for the normal person, if you're a normal, like say for example, you're a skinny person, or you're even a muscular person, but you've got a little bit of a belly, it might just be, you know, a lack of fiber. And the next thing which can make you sluggish, which can make your digestion very, very sluggish, is too much oil. Too much oil can slow down your digestion, and it can make you very, very puffy. Because the thing about oil, and I'm talking about seed oils here, right, which is everywhere, the oils are not made for humans. The oils were originally made for engines. So what we're consuming right now is literally engine oil. And a lot of people think to themselves, you know, why do I feel so bad? It's because you're literally fueling yourself with something which is meant for a machine, which is something meant for something else, not even a human, something else entirely. And this causes a lot of disease, a lot of illness, a lot of inflammation. So if you can help it, just completely get rid of the oil from your diet. Start consuming butter, ghee, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, tallow, things like that, things which were actually meant to eat, which were meant for human consumption. The thing is, if you actually use fat as what is something that you cook in, it's very, very good for your hormones, very good for the body, very good for literally every single thing in your body, because fat is responsible for the hormones. So for example, like if you see an egg, the egg has a little yolk in it, right? The yellow thing, that's the egg yolk, and that's full of that's cholesterol, right? Cholesterol is very, very important for creating your hormones, such as testosterone, which is important for males, important in bodybuilding, building muscle, things of that nature. So make sure if you're someone who's cooking their own food, or if you can, if your mom's willing to listen to you and she cooks your meal, tell her to get rid of the oil, man. Tell her to get rid of the oil. It'll be the best thing you'll ever do in your life. And number 4 is slow transit. Slow transit means you're a bit bloated, you're a bit gassy, and if you don't go to the toilet daily, like to do a poo, then that's part of the problem. And what transit means is it's the amount of time it takes for you to eat and then go to the bathroom. So the space in between that time, between your meal and the time you go to the bathroom, that's your transit time. Now, if your transit time is like 3 days or something ridiculous like that, then that's part of the problem. You should be at least going to the bathroom at least once or twice a day for a poo, right? For number 2. If you don't do that, then you'll have some kind of like gastrointestinal problems. You'll be bloated. You need to be making sure you have enough of the right things in your body to be going. Now, if you're eating something, like, you might not even be aware of it, but I used to have this issue. I was eating a lot of cheese at a certain period of time in my life, and it would cause me a lot of gas. I would always be a bit gassy, and I only realized that around like 2020, 2021. And I even realized when I started consuming a lot of cheese, it was like 2015, 2014. And around them times when my acne was really bad. And then once I realized the cheese was what was causing the issue, and I stopped eating it, my skin just completely cleared up. And the skin is a reflection of the gut, what's inside the body. So cheese was causing me a lot of inflammation, and it was slowing down my transit time, because I knew when I would have a pizza, I would 100% not go to the bathroom the next day. I would go for a wee, don't get me wrong, I would go for a wee, but I would not be able to go to the bathroom for a poo. So make sure, if you're someone with a slow transit time, make sure you try and sort that out, because that will be part of the problem. And the fix for all these things, which I've mentioned before, is a lot of water. So 3 to 4 liters of water every single day, boys. No excuses. If you're someone who's not used to drinking water, try and aim for like 2 liters a day. Then eventually aim for about 2.5, then 3, then 4. That's the ideal for males. Have some kind of greens in your diet, man. Leafy greens, some kind of like thing to clear your body out, to get rid of all the water retention. Something with a lot of fiber. Make sure you're getting in protein as well, of course, because we're trying to build aesthetic physiques. Walking. Don't forget walking. We need to be walking. We need to be active, so the body gets some kind of movement. It moves your lymph around. You'll probably notice sometimes where you'll wake up in the morning and you probably won't need to go for a poo, but you might walk around, or you might end up like being a little bit active, and you might think, oh, you know what, I need to go to the bathroom now. And the thing is, you probably, that bit of activity, like a bit of shaking around of the body, has caused some kind of reaction or whatnot, and you might need to go to the bathroom. So these simple changes, water, greens, protein, walking, it simply changed me, changed my physique, changed my face, and it changed my importantly my stomach as well. It got rid of that bloated feeling, even after working out for all these years. If you train but you still look bloated, fix your gut first. If you want more advice on how to eat, how to sleep, how to train, then join my school community. The link will be in the description below, the first one. Click on that. Thank you. It's free to join anyway, so all of you better join.